Here are 5 tips to break into sports media. My name is Kevin Parrington Turner, and I am a sports reporter here in New Jersey. I am a writer. I have been on camera. I have done appearances for a lot of local stuff, but I've also covered high school sports, some nationally ranked teams, college, Division I college, pro games, boxing matches. I was at the Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez fight. A lot of things you can imagine. And it was a long journey, and I am here to give you the tips on how to break through sports media. And also, I'd like to say that this is for all ages, all different levels who are in their careers. I did not join NABJ. I did not have any fancy internships. I didn't go to fancy journalism school, didn't go to Syracuse Northeastern, have any great co-ops or anything like that. This is all just purely a long journey to how I've gotten to this point in my career. So I'm here to give you the tips that I think will help you. Number 1, do things for free. I know it sounds crazy because obviously we want a career, we want a job, we want to be able to support our families doing this, doing the things that we love, which is covering sports, which is watching sports. But you got to think everybody else wants to do it as well. So if I had to give some ideas and some advice, it's to do a lot of things for free. I started freelancing for papers out of college, and sometimes it was maybe $50. Sometimes I didn't get paid. I don't think they knew that. Maybe they did. I don't know. But I also started a blog that got views here and there, but it was just somewhere to write. And truthfully, didn't make any money. Same thing with doing things on camera. Same things with doing Substack. Same thing with doing things here. You know, you start off because you love it, because you enjoy it, but you have to be prepared to do a lot of things for free, even if it means just getting your foot in the door. You know, I have a lot of those type of stories as well. So number 1 is do it for free. 2, network, yes, but organically. Now, people always say it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Yes, for sure, 1000%. But what I see too many times out here is like a lot of people do it, you know, in a fake manner, fake smiles, and that can get you somewhere in some points. But for me personally, and the people that I've met who cover the Super Bowl, cover the World Series, cover the NBA Finals, the Olympics, they've gotten the most out of the relationships that happen organically. Not that they were the best of friends, but if you're going to a game and you sit down next to a reporter who's also on your level, a high school reporter, he might get the next job for the Athletic and cover the NBA, and he might be able to help you. You know, it doesn't have to be someone your age, but just don't always go into every interaction hoping to get something out of it. You know, so network for sure. Try LinkedIn, you know, face to face, you know, the NABJ convention. You don't have to be in NABJ to do it. Yes, network, but also let it happen organically. That's kind of when the best things happen for you, when it's organic. Number 3, and this might be the biggest one, try everything. Okay? Try everything you possibly can. When I was in Rhode Island, before I was in Jersey, I was a TV news producer. Now, was I good? No, not at all, because I had no training in it, but they needed somebody to do it, and it wasn't for much money, but I was able to get a 1-bedroom apartment, live on a budget, had a car, and I was able to learn, had some tough days. All of my mistakes probably went viral. It's on YouTube. I'm not going to tell you guys where it is, how to find it, but yes, I was a TV producer for live television, and I was bad at it, but I got better. And I learned how to edit some things. I learned how to figure out what's important, what's not important. I also wrote for the website, for the TV station. I done a lot of things, and it helped me get my foot in the door to freelance for papers out in Rhode Island, because it was hard to freelance in Boston. You only got the Globe, you only got the Herald, you only got a couple of papers nowadays, or a couple of publications in general. So you gotta try everything. Now, if you also wanna be in video, try to freelance, try to tag along, try to do everything you can for sports-wise. You never know. You got to keep your mind open to all possibilities. You never know what happens from it. That's one thing I've learned from a lot of older guys, is to try everything, try to learn new skills, as many skills as possible, because that's when you become the most valuable. Try everything. 4, this might be cheesy, but it's very important. It's to have fun. Sounds cheesy, I know, because we're in sports. Obviously, you like sports, you like to cover sports, so you want to have fun. You're going to have fun, but Let me tell you what happens while you're trying everything, while you're doing things for free, while you're networking. You're going to have bad days. That's just life. No matter what career you pick, you're going to have good and bad days. So you got to have fun. Also, when you get into it, you're probably not going to make a lot of money. So you have to remember your why. And also, when you get to that point, hopefully a lot of you guys get to a point where you're doing some cool stuff and you're spending late nights covering the game, because that's when everyone else is off work, and that's when you're on work and you're traveling, taking the train home, driving home, taking the bus home, going across state lines. It gets rough. It gets tough. Life happens outside of the career. You got to remember your why and why you do it, especially while you're grinding and working towards it. You got to have fun. You have to enjoy it, because if you don't, when it gets tough, you're not going to stick through it, and you're going to be questioning your whole existence of why you're doing what you're doing. So you got to enjoy it and have fun. 5, last but not least, take from others. Yes, take from others. Steal from others. That means read others. Read others' works, articles, columns. Watch them on their clips, on their podcasts, what you like and what you don't like, and what you want to take and what you don't want to take. Can't tell you how much of, Michael Wilbon, Stephen A. Smith, Gary Washburn from the Globe, Duke Castiglione in Boston. So many guys that I watch and I say, I like what they did here. I don't like what they did here. Greg Bedard, who started his own stuff with Boston Sports Journal and turned into a career where he's hiring people. Read other people's stuff. Watch other people's stuff. If you want to just videotape stuff and clips and games and turn it into your own media, there's a bunch of people out there doing it. Take what you want from them and don't take what you want from them. I actually have some books right here. Jim Nance, Stephen A. Smith, really dope books. I have a bunch of other books in my bookshelf. But yes, man, read, listen, watch, do all you can. Take from the greats, take from not so greats, people who are coming up, people from the athletic. Read every day and learn every day. So, yeah. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you have any tips of your own. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes every day. Those are just the tools that I had that got me where I want today, and I'm still striving for more. So leave some comments down, like the video, subscribe, share, everything. My name is Kevin Parrington Turner. Until next time, peace.